Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at 10 different rank 1 in the world teams for the Open Great League. This is going to be the final week for Open Great League for the season, so last time hopefully we're going to see this meta, hopefully you're going to have a big change for the upcoming season. We don't know yet, I don't know yet, I have no idea. But you're going to see here 10 different teams that people got to rank 1 in the world. Yes, there is a leaderboard for Pokemon Go if you didn't notice that. But yeah, thanks to everybody who allowed me to basically share the team or like share the teams on Twitter, online. Sometimes I have to ask in DMs, but thanks to everybody who shared the team to me. Also, if you enjoy this type of videos, feel free to subscribe and leave a like on the video as well. We're going to have a lot of content coming up for the upcoming season next week, so definitely stay tuned for that one. And also, yeah, just in general, if you enjoyed those kind of videos and want to be up to date for the next season, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. So, we don't have a meta analysis this time around. The meta is going to be the same, of course. Yes, we're going to have Cloudslayer right now, but it does not really change too much. First team, going to be a team that is also not really public yet. This is going to be a team that I also got through DMs, which is going to be a team that I kind of want to try out as well. A rank 1 in the world team from Tetsuo. Here we're going to have the LilyNiRiain in the lead, very bulky Pokemon. We're going to have Bubble Ice Beam, Play Rough, Azumarill, as well as the Nidoqueen in the back. Nidoqueen plus Azumarill is, I think, just a very good core together because Nidoqueen is going to be very decent against those grass-type Pokemon. Azumarill is very decent against basically everything else that you don't want to face with with the Nidoqueen. For example, Ice-type Pokemon going to be very decent for you. So definitely a solid lineup. Think it's a solid team. Might be a little bit difficult sometimes for a Alolan Sandslash if they run the move. Actually, it doesn't matter, actually. Both of them are kind of fine. If they run Powder Snow, it's going to be better for your Azumarill. If they run Shadow Claw, it's better for your LilyNiRiain, where LilyNiRiain can win the matchup. So, I feel like this is a solid team. Definitely worth trying out. Maybe I try it out myself as well. But we can move on into the next team here. Next team coming up, going to be a team that I also not showcased yet, at least maybe soon. We're going to have here a very, very basic meta team. This is a super meta team. Also, of course, the names that you see here, you can just find them all on X now, aka Twitter. So definitely check them out as well. But here we're going to have a stand team, standard Gligar, standard LilyNiRiain, standard Medicham there. Not sure if Medicham was running the Power Punch or like the Dynamic Punch as well, but definitely non-Shadow Gligar for this team. But of course, you can also use the Shadow variant for this one. We're going to see here as well that this team looks very solid on paper. This was basically from the get-go. I think I maybe even showcased this team before. This is basically the best team that you can run around Gligar. This was definitely like my main idea back in the day. As soon as we like had the Gligar buffed like this, very solid team. Not really surprised that this got to rank 1 in the world. For sure something that you can try out yourself as well for the Legend one if you want to go up there. Next one, going to be a team that I think I showcased. I actually don't think I showcased it yet, but I feel like this is going to be a very good team in the current meta because I feel like that Alolan Ninetales is really cool. And also, they are running the Shadow Sableye here, plus the Shadow Alolan Ninetales. Not sure if they're running Charm or not. They're definitely running the Shadow though. I feel like Charm does make a lot more sense in the current meta, at least I think so. So definitely something solid there. Again, can be a little bit tricky for like a lone Sandslash, as you don't really have the best answers for this Pokemon, but still Shadow Sableye can do some damage, LilyNiRiain can do some damage. And definitely a solid lineup here in general. Might be also a little bit difficult for Carbink. LilyNiRiain can deal with it kinda. Sableye is still gonna do some neutral damage now as well because it's Shadow with the Power Gem plus Shadow Claw. Looks like a solid lineup here. I think that's definitely going to work out pretty well for you. Next team coming up is a team that I also showcased on my channel already, so if you want to see some gameplay for this one, definitely check those out as well. Here we're going to have a team that is going to be with Mantine, Diggersby, as well as the Swampert. This team was a lot of fun to play. They are running the normal Swampert here. I used the Shadow Swampert, and also the team still worked out pretty well. One of those teams that I really like to play. I love to play Diggersby, as I say, so Quick Attack, Scorching Sands plus Fire Punch is really cool to play. Mantine, Air Ace buff this season was really happy for this Pokemon, and Ice Beam as well. Really cool Pokemon. Look at this. Like, honestly, Mantine is so underrated in the current meta. Look at the wins that this Pokemon has. Diggersby is basically there just to get out something like the Medicham, trying to then sweep endgame with the Swampert, which is also part ground type. Moving on to the next team. Let's take a look at the next team. We're going to have here the that PvP person is going to run the Shadow Sandslash. I think it's Powder Snow. They didn't say it, but I showcased it like this, and they retweeted my video and said like that the video wasn't decent. So Hopefully it is like this. I think it was Spark Lantern, maybe, I'm not sure, but I definitely made a video about this team here as well, so definitely check that one out as well on my channel if you want to see that. You always see, like, on the thumbnail anyway, like, the name of the person that got to rank 1 in the world. Definitely check that video out if you want to see more information towards this one and how to play this one. Definitely still should look like a very solid team here. Polos, in my opinion, is currently way better for the Alone Sandslash, by the way, especially for the Shadow variant, but just in general in the current meta. Allowing you to beat the LilyNiRiain while also having better matchups against Gligar is really, really cool. So definitely something I would recommend you. Just in general, otherwise a very meta team here. I guess like you kind of want to try to win the lead and then realign your Pokemon in the bag. I think I used the Lantern as a safe swap for this team, because Lantern is also going to be able to still deal with Gligar. For example, your lead is really good against Gligar. If you swap into your Lantern going to be able to most likely bait it out. Well, you're still going to have Surf, and you might be able to win certain scenarios with this one. I think the Zero Shields you should be able to win, so might be a decent idea here. But let's move on to the next one. The next one coming up, going to be also, I think, a team that I showcased on my channel as well. Going to be here one with the Shadow Sandslash, Shadow Alone Sandslash again in the lead. Again, I think Powder Snow is the better move to go for here, but here we're going to have also counter on the Deoxys defense, which is going to help you out with those Steel-type Pokemon where you usually want to have the Shadow Claw for. But you're also going to have a Swampert in the back anyway that's going to be able to beat those as well. Again, you're going to have actually a very decent combination between like Swampert and the Alone Sandslash. Again, it's kind of also similar to like Lantern as well as Swampert have both the weakness against Grass-type Pokemon, while Alolan Sandslash is really good against those, so definitely a solid one here. Very decent team, again showcased on my channel, so definitely check those videos out as well for this kind of team. There's a playlist for the Great League anyway. Speaking of a good Great League team that I showcased on my channel as well, this was honestly one of my favorite teams that I played. This looks like really bad on paper. Also, the Sableye is not correct here, like the Sableye in general on the screen is not correct because I just put the Shadow in, but it does not return if it's Shadow, of course. But Power Gem, but it was a Shadow Sableye. Was actually kind of recently a video about this one on my channel, but they are running Ice Beam as well as Hydro Pump on the Azumarill, which is to note, which is not the standard moveset, but you see already how strong it is on paper, as well as this team was just a lot of fun to play. Like, Saystop here is of course Azumarill, but Sableye was able to just literally destroy so many Pokemon in the lead, which was just absolutely wild. So, plus Carbing in the back, it's like a really solid line. I can highly recommend you this one. This was one of my favorite ones that I played all season. Of course, very, very bulky and very, very expensive team to play, but definitely something that you should try out if you haven't done that yet. Moving on to the next team, we're going to have here one of the earlier seasons rank 1 in the world teams. With Azumarill, the Registeel, as well as far as I know, a normal Venusaur. Usually you see the Shadow Venusaur, which also should work out pretty well, and I think I made a video about this team as well with the Shadow Venusaur, because I don't have the normal Venusaur built for the Great League. So this definitely is also a very solid line for you. You have a double fire weakness in the back, you have an answer in the lead for fire type Pokemon. Saystop is going to be here most likely the Registeel for this team, at least that's what I would use. And it still definitely looks very strong on paper, very strong Pokemon in general. Again, Azumarill looks really, really solid in the current meta. Moving on to team number 9, we're going to have here the Alolan Sandslash again in the lead. Again, one of the more earlier teams here that get to rank 1 in the world. I think this was the first team that was actually available when the leaderboard first dropped. Like, leaderboards takes usually like around a month until they get really updated for the new season. So this was the first one, I think, that was officially revealed. And so this is going to be also a very strong one. I know that a lot of people actually hit Legend with this team as well. Like, I know that I saw like some Reddit post about me showcasing this one, and people were able to hit Legend with it afterwards. So definitely a solid one there. Gligar Saystop looks really solid, and Pelipper in the back also looks really good here. They're definitely running Powder Snow on the Alolan Sandslash here, so definitely the right call there. They run the normal Gligar as well, so if you have the Pokemon, I think like most people have the Pokemon, definitely a team that you should try out for sure. Also really good in the current meta with like Clodsire basically only being added. The entire team beats Clodsire, which is really cool, even though here I think the Alolan Sandslash is apparently not able to do it, but definitely in the 2-shit scenario. Final team for today, and final team for this season, basically for those type of videos, going to be the first Legend team, of course, of the season, which is automatically a rank 1 in the world then as well, if they're the first one to hit Legend. And this is going to be an interesting one here, because they were running the Deoxys in the lead, the LilyNiRiain as a Saystop in a normal Ninetales, alone Ninetales in the back with Charm, not Shadow at all. So again, showcase this team as well on my channel, so if you want to see more gameplay towards it, feel free to check the video out. But that's going to be it for this video. Hope this helped you out to get some cool ideas for the final week, to gain some elo. If it does, then yeah, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and also be very curious about the content that's coming up, hopefully, for when the new season going to drop. So that's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.